Happy Saturday, family. Surprise. I don't think any of you knew I was going to be live this morning. I don't think I knew I was going to be live this morning. And I didn't think anybody was going to show up with such short notice, but then I realized today is Saturday. You want to hear something funny? Because my live about Melissa was supposed to be on Thursday, I spent all of yesterday thinking yesterday was Thursday. I did not find out that yesterday was Friday until last night when it was about to be Saturday. So I somehow lost my Friday and we're already into Saturday. Shout out to everybody who showed up for the members only live, my story time, number 2 in the Blue Centric Storytime series, what really happened between me and Melissa Ford. Within an hour of it be wrapping up, Danny from Danny, you know what? I admire your hustle. Within an hour, Danny had already watched the entire 4-hour live and did a 12-minute recap on it. One thing he said that was weird, I don't take issue with anything he said, but one thing he said that was weird was he said that Blue said that when she gained the cortisol weight, she had made peace with her body, but told the photographer in the photo shoot to take out her double chin. That doesn't make any sense. Do you not know any women? Do you not know any Black women? My assistant was sitting next to me while we were listening to his recap, and she was like, what? If you know Black women, if we gain weight and we make peace with it, we still care about our face, though. The face that I see in the mirror, I would still like it to look like somebody I recognize. So if my face is unrecognizable, of course that's going to have a bigger impact on me than me trying to find medical reasons to help with the disease. Like, sometimes when I hear men talk about things that women say that they find confusing, I'm like, are you confused or do you just not have context and nuance? But Danny, I will say kudos to you and your hustle to be able to turn around a review that quickly after sitting through 4 hours. As someone who is not a fan and just listening for research, I have to applaud you for that. So shout out to you. And this is a sincere shout out. I know yesterday I took a couple of shots at you that I meant, so I'm not going to lie and take them back, but I 100% admire your work ethic. And that feels like the perfect segue, because you know a bitch loves a segue. That feels like the perfect segue for today's live. I wanted a palate cleanser today. And I remember how one of the things that struck me in my story time yesterday was how I showed up for a women's empowerment situation. I showed up to do good business with good women, and instead I ended up in the middle of a dumpster fire. And funny enough, after watching that live back, because I did want to watch it to make sure that I hadn't said anything that would get me in trouble, I watched it back. Everything I said was completely legally sound. Ooh, look at God. There was a couple of times you could see me skirting real close to the edge, and then my spirit guides would pull me back. So look at me. Can't get sued. Love that for me, right? So after I watched that story time, we were working in the shop last night because, you know, we had a flash sale. The flash sale was done in a flash. If you're saying, Blue, I didn't know you had a flash sale, it's because I barely had time to announce it. We sold out in under 24 hours. But the flash sale was for a very select section of candles, and it did so well because we're going to be having a St. Patty's Day. That's why I'm wearing sage green today. We're going to be having a St. Patty's Day virtual meet and greet. I'm so excited. It's going to be like a huge town hall with me and over 100 of y'all who were able to sign up before we sold out, and it's going to be such a good time. And while we're watching the flash sale, while we're preparing for the flash sale and packaging orders and making sure we have everybody's addresses and information, I put on this reality show on Amazon Prime from Serena Williams. Now, I did not know Serena Williams had a reality show. Now, I know she's done a couple of documentary style docu-series. And for those who are like, what's the difference between a docu-series and a reality show? Prestige. If I ever did a reality show, I would call it a docu-series. Docu-series means you here for the vibes and the hustle, not for the mess. And some mess might naturally happen, but we're not cannibalizing or throwing anybody under the bus unnecessarily. For anybody who's wondering what's the difference between a reality show and a docu-series, this is not supposed to be the difference. It's what's happened naturally, right? When someone says docu-series, there is an expectation of protection, of decorum, of just basic psychological safety that you can't always have in a reality show. And because it's a docu-series, it's supposed to be kind of documentary style, and, you know, it's supposed to be bougier. So the fact that it's called Serena Williams docu-series, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a safe reality show. You know what? After the shit show that I just went through talking about my personal life from 6 years ago with old girl, I would like that. So we started watching it, and I wanted to do a review because I haven't seen anybody else talk about this. All right, let's see who's in here. I see Flo in here. What's up, Flo? I see Kiana in here. I see Angela in here. Calcifina's in here. KJ, hey. Somebody said, hey, Blue and Blue Crew, amazing story time yesterday, and we're getting spoiled this weekend. Yes, you are. I see my girl Candace in here. Hey, what's up, Candace? Candace, you're going to see me twice today. I'm going to be in the town hall today with Bridget. Nice to see you, Candace. Let me see who else is in here. Kiana's in here. Joseph's in here. It's always obvious when we're not community with y'all. It's always obvious when we're not. Yeah, it's obvious when people are not in community. So let me see. I love that Flo booted him. Is that who got booted? Who got booted? Not y'all be having drama in the chat. Somebody said, but he probably created another account. Face queen. I'm a face queen. Who got booted? Ooh. Somebody said Danny was quick. Danny was quick. Danny, you ate. No notes. For you to have your review within an hour. Literally, I left here to go to my house to meet my shop assistant. And by the time we set up and started working, Danny had already dropped the review. Impeccable. Impeccable. Let me see. I watched the Live in the Fire Red video. Somebody said autism time blindness is real. What? I'm autistic and I have ADHD. Be happy that I show up at all. First of all, I'm never more than like 10 to 15 minutes late unless I announce a time change. So that's considered a grace period. Can you just give me a grace period? Somebody said Danny got booted and come back. Oh, why did he get booted and came back? Oh, was he being disrespectful? Oh, well, Danny, I thought you were being respectful. Hey to the new members. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Envy Goddess. Okay, guys, we're going to get into this. And because I did not know this reality show, somebody said, Blue, can you share your skincare routine? Honestly, I'm not sure I should say this. The skincare that I've been using recently is very inexpensive. I'm the girl who would go to Sephora and spend a ton of money. And there is a skincare brand that I use in the summer that I will be going back to. But in the winter, I put on whatever is thick. In the winter time, when it is cold outside and we need moisture, I put on thick moisturizer. I think the thing that I'm wearing right now is actually, you know what? I'm going to put this video up so I can stand up and grab my skincare because I'm not wearing pants. So I'm going to be right back.
Just drop the trailer for the...
I'm going to put this video up, grab my skincare thingy, and then come right back, okay?
The new show, The CE Club, and the vibes are undeniable. We're seeing founders like Serena Williams, Winnie Harlow, and of course, many others that are all our faves. But as I watch the trailer, I find myself asking one question. Will this be a founder's story, or what I'm titling a peek into the performance of power? Somewhere in 2025, the founder story became a new content pillar. The office siren aesthetic was your uniform, and day in the life routines was a necessity. I'm hoping the CEO Club doesn't take the selling sunset approach.
Out. And we all know the selling sunset approach is a mess. Yes, but for the girls who ask for skincare, I feel like even yesterday when we were playing the video, there was a clip of I was at the CNN town hall and Anderson Cooper was there and someone shouted, "What's your skincare?" And he just made a joke. I feel like when y'all ask about skincare, people make jokes, but it just so happens that because I'm about to check out of this hotel as soon as this live is over, I got an extension so I can do the live. Whenever I'm traveling and it's the winter time and or I feel like I'm a little dehydrated, the thing that I always travel with, and it's very thick, y'all, it's thick. I might do one of those Sephora tags where I tag it in this video so I can get a little commission and a kickback. But this is my holy grail for hydrating my skin majorly. I only wear this when I'm traveling and dehydrated or when I'm going to bed. Yes, what? I would wear panties and sweatshirt. Yeah, this is thick. This is real thick. It's called Skin Fix Barrier. And it's basically you putting butter on your face. It's putting butter on your face. Now in the summer, I have all types of shit with vitamin C and under eye creams and lots of this. And I'm going to start gua shaing and shit. That's a whole summer routine. But in the winter, when I'm like, look, a bitch don't want to be scaly and dry, right? Because I like to be moisturized and mind my business and the business that pays me. This. Highly, highly, highly recommend. I've been recommended a lot of things before, and I hope you guys use it. No, seriously, I wouldn't recommend something unless it's something I use. I've been using this. God, this is my second container. I've been using this for about 2 years now. The Skin Fix washing, face cleanser is also really great. There's a couple of cleansers that you guys love that my face is like, but no, Skin Fix has done really great by me. Again, though, if you live in a hot area, like perfect example, right now, the reason why I'm in a sweatshirt and panties is because we're in the middle of a heat wave. It is February 28th and California is experiencing a heat wave. When I checked into this hotel 2 days ago, I checked in my Sage little travel sweatsuit and my little carry-on bag and my little fancy purse. And I was like, oh, look at me out here doing it. The very next morning, we experienced a heat wave. So the fact that I'm going to have to slow walk my way out of this hotel and hope that I'm not in a pool of sweat by the time the SUV pulls up. Somebody said, Blue, what the fuck? After the live yesterday, I was not expecting you to come back online today. I don't mind it, though. I'm big, okay? So, highly recommend Skin Fix. I will tag it on this if I think Sephora sells it, so I'll tag it on the Sephora thing so I can get a kickback on this. And also, speaking of fancy things, y'all, I hate Evian water. All I have is hotel water and Evian water. I haven't had Evian in like 10 years. I just knew that when I tasted it 10, 15 years ago, it tasted like a rich person's backwash. It tasted like rich spit, like expensive spit. This is Evian sparkling. Maybe the sparkling will be less slimy. Let me see. Sure. Maybe it's in my mind, but I can still taste the spit a little bit. There's something about Evian. I don't know, but I'm a hydrated bitch, so I gotta drink something. All right. I'm not an Evian girl. Oh, I might just drink the hotel water. It's lukewarm. The reason why I grabbed the Evian is because it was in the fridge and it was cold. But yeah, anyways, let me and my sweatshirt and my underwear and my warm hotel water get into it. We're talking about the CEO Club, Serena Williams' new docu series, which is a fancy word for psychologically safe reality show. And honestly, do we not all need? Oh, you all agree that Evian tastes nasty. Thank you, because I'm like, even the sparkling water is a little slimy. So we are watching this show because unlike Sunset Boulevard, whatever the show is called on Selling Sunset on Netflix. Selling Sunset, you know everybody's unsafe. You literally watch Selling Sunset with your booty cheeks clenched, your Arthur fist ready, waiting for somebody to be here with the bullshit. Okay? Shout out to Aunt Bertha of the famous, it's a scheme that Todd set up clip. She said, Todd came here with the bullshit. Selling Sunset and those shows be coming here with the bullshit. For those who are saying they hate Dasani, I hate that we all have ADHD in here. Dasani is nothing but Evian on welfare. Okay? If Evian water went on EBT, it would be Dasani. It's the same thing. I personally am a Fiji girl, but there are 3 empty Fiji bottles in my trash can right now because I guzzled them this morning. So we stuck. Ugh. This was like a humiliation ritual that I have to drink Evian on camera, but I'm thirsty. Ugh. Yes, I know this sounds like first world problems, guys. Shut up. Love you. Somebody said Dasani tastes salty. Yes, well, if Evian is rich people's backwash, Dasani is poor people's tears. Okay, this is rich people's backwash, and Dasani is poor people's tears. I don't like either one of them. Anyways, back to the show. Let's watch this clip.
You know what I mean.
I'm not your op. I'm not your opposition.
Where the business becomes a stage for the character's performance. And basically new background noise from me when I edit. For most of us, being a founder isn't full of Pilates, face masks, or just mood boarding.
Wait, am I a founder? Why is it okay? This is what it's tism. Why does it just hit me that I'm a business lady? I run businesses. Oh God, I'm so slow. Sorry, I'm so neurodivergent. Yes, we're all neurodivergent as fuck. Me finding out that I am a business owner while watching this video, 6 figures into my business, like it didn't hit me before. Okay, well, yes, yes, bitch, talk about us founders.
What happens when you don't come from money? When you didn't marry well? When you didn't land that Fortune 500 placement? When you're not on the Forbes 30 under?
Yes, okay. My tism doesn't come through often, but when it does, it's loud. It's like the Kool-Aid man busting through the door. I just realized that So that's why I like the show, because I'm a business lady and it's about business ladies. Oh my God. 1 + 1 is still 2. Got it. Okay.
30. And we all know about the 30 under 30 pipeline. What does building truly look like in such an unstable economy? How does one build in the midst of adversity? Now, I am excited for this show, but I'm hoping to see moments where the mask slips. I want real gems and not just the polished versions that make it to the boardroom. New founders want to hear the ugly parts of the process, to know they're not just failing. They're just in the middle of the build. So my question to you, do you think we're finally ready for a show that shows us the cost of what it means to be a CEO? Or are all of us just checking in to see a new day in the life routine in 4K? I can't wait to tune in. Will you?
That new show on Prime where I only know Winnie and Serena is now.
Wait a minute. Okay, so the thing about the show is she's saying she only knows Winnie and Serena, but I feel like I know Winnie, I know Serena, I know Hannah. Those are all the Black people. Oh, shit. Okay, well, maybe she's right. I know all the Black people. I know Winnie, Serena, and Hannah. Okay, never mind. Maybe she's not wrong.
Available to stream. Watch the CEO Club, now available to stream on Prime. Behind the scenes look at powerhouse female CEOs from Serena Williams.
Blue on season 2. I gotta be a millionaire for that to happen. These bitches got M's. Okay, I'm in the 100,000s. I don't think they have any 100,000aires on the show. If they did, though, call me. Serena, call me. Okay, I'm just saying.
To Winnie Harlow as they navigate their empires across sports, fashion, beauty, music, and business ventures. And I'm not playing when I say I don't know these people. So
Wait, you don't know Thalia? Oh, I know Thalia. I do know Thalia, though. So Thalia is like Mexican Shakira, right? It's like Thalia. You know how there are people who are big in Latin America, but even if they cross over to United States of America, we don't really know them like that. Like, how do I say it? Who is like that? Like Charo. We all know Charo. Uchi Coochie Cool from back in the day. Well, I'm aging myself. The older folks know Charo. Who else? There's a couple of people who we know in the periphery. I call them periphery American famous, where they're mega stars everywhere else. And we're just kind of like, cool, right? I feel like Bad Bunny was like that to a lot of y'all until the last year. Bad Bunny is a big deal in the Latin community. I knew who Bad Bunny was because I know New Yorkers and I know Latinos, right? But like the world of America, because America is its own world, can we be honest, did not really know who Bad Bunny was until like the last 18 months. Thalia is kind of the same where, and this is the funny thing about watching Thalia on this show. How do I say this nicely? There is something called the halo effect. Yes, Bad Bunny and Anitta are perfect examples. Anita's from Brazil. She's the one who was dating Mauricio for a little bit after he broke up from Kyle from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And so Thalia made me aware of the halo effect. For those who do not know what the halo effect is, it's when somebody's attractive or very popular, and so everything that they do has a sheen of glamour on it because we like them. It's like the positive version of confirmation bias. So when there's a halo effect on someone, they will do cringe, self-impressed, smug shit, and we won't even clock it because we stan, right? We stan, so we don't give a fuck that it's cringe. A perfect example of the halo effect is Beyonce. I have been to Tottenham. Whenever I go to England, I always use Beyonce as my excuse. If Beyonce's in Tottenham, I'm finna be in Tottenham, okay? Guess who's gonna be in Tottenham this year? Bad Bunny. If y'all see me in London. By the way, London girlies, I'm thinking about doing a meet and greet. Please don't embarrass me and not show up after y'all gas me up that y'all gonna show up. For the London girlies in the replay, please write "We Want Blue in London" so I know it's real. If I don't see at least 10 of y'all in there, I'm not doing the meet and greet. I'm gonna just go see Bad Bunny and mind my business. Anyways, so what Beyonce has the halo effect, and a perfect example of how Beyonce has the halo effect, even though I love her, is that when you see that clip, that infamous clip that turned into a meme back in the early 2010s, late 2010s, it was a clip of Beyonce on The View, and Beyonce's on The View. And Whoopi Goldberg says to her, "You are Beyonce." And Beyonce looks at Whoopi and says, "Thank you." Do you know how famous you gotta be to think your name? The mere mention of your name is a compliment. I remember watching it live going, now hold on, what happened? Did she say something else? Tism. I thought she had said something else and I had just missed it. So I replayed it. She said, you are Beyonce. And she said, thank you. I said, oh, no, that's it. That's the compliment. Excuse the fuck out of me. You are Beyonce is a compliment. And I thought about it. I was like, oh, wait. In real life, when people say you are the Beyonce, it is a compliment. It just turns out that it's also a compliment to the actual Beyonce. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm going to find that meme. You are, because baby, and the smile was sincere. Oh my God, it is a meme. You are Beyonce. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna play it. It's only 5 seconds. I pray for God that Beyonce don't copyright strike my entire fucking program for this 5-second clip. I think the rule is 6 seconds. Beyonce, please be nice. Beyonce, I come all the way to Tottenham every fucking year to come see you. Please be nice to me. Don't do this to me, Beyonce, okay? I'm about to play the clip because I'm being self-indulgent. Is security gonna have to put me out of this hotel? Because I feel like I'm gonna go over the time that I planned. It's fine though. All right, so you are Beyonce. I'm adding it to the stage, okay? I need y'all to understand. I don't make myself big, so maybe Beyonce won't see me if the screen is small. I'm so scared of this lady. All right.
You are Beyonce.
And
as
I'm not gonna play it again. That was the clip. I feel like I'm living on the edge. Thank you. Whoopi was still mid-sentence. She said, you are Beyonce, and thank you. And she's like, oh, okay. I'm going to just keep talking past that. And I will never, you see how it seems, it felt like it was in slow motion when it happened. It felt like it was in slow motion when it happened. All right, so in the same way.
Okay, so you a singer.
So the reason I'm bringing this up is Thalia has the energy of, you are Beyonce, thank you. Except she's not Beyonce to Americans. Respectfully. I hope my Mexican brothers and sisters do not come in here and write paragraphs about how she is the queen of Latin pop. I know she's the queen of Latin pop. We talking about the ignorant ass United States of America, where I live in the state of California, formerly Mexico, and people are still anti-Mexican. So I need you to understand these are not my thoughts, right? So Thalia has this halo effect where she is so convinced that she is Beyonce because she is where she's from. She is. Watching her, oh no, Beyonce, okay, I'm not going to diagnose our queen, but there's whole years-long threads on TikTok and Instagram of those of us who are convinced that Beyonce is one of us. That video after Lemonade where she's just rocking back and forth, self-soothing, courtside with Jay-Z after Lemonade came out, I know my sisters. She been one of us. She a Virgo. That's already a strike that you one of us. I'm just saying. Yes, the Virgo's caught a stray. I'm a triple Virgo stellium. I know what I'm talking about. Anyways, and I think a lot of celebrities have a little bit of tism because you got to be a little bit out of it to have the audacity to move through the world the way most celebrities do. So Thalia thinks she's Beyonce, but I don't experience her like Beyonce, even though I know that she's not being delusional for thinking of herself as a Beyonce. So when you watch her and there's no halo, you're like, oh my God, this is hilarious. Everything she says, she thinks it's like so deep. Everything she does, she thinks it's a gem. When she walks into the room, she pauses for people to cry and freak out. This is actually kind of funny. That is not shade. It's something that's been tickling me I've only watched the first 3 episodes. I've been tickled. I'm like, look at little Mexican Beyonce go. You get it, sis. You better make them cry, bitch. She's like, my favorite color is the color of freedom. It's all very self-impressed. It's all very... The Thalia fans are going to probably cuss me out. I'm just being playful, y'all. I think the lady is very talented. She deserves her persona. I'm just not bought into it, so it's interesting to objectively watch it, because now that I'm watching her, I'm like, oh my God, is this what Beyonce looks like to her haters? Fascinating shit, but let's continue.
Songwriter, fashion designer, all-around businesswoman, former model, fashion designer, entrepreneur, okay. Entrepreneur, motivational speaker.
Now, hold on. I want to go back to this
businesswoman.
lady.
Former model.
This former model entrepreneur, the lady who brought the pictures up, because I don't have this video because there's pictures included and I felt lazy. Her name is D. Oklepo Hilfiger. This is Tommy Hilfiger's wife. This young lady doesn't know who she's talking about. This is Tommy Hilfiger's whole wife. And they have a son with autism who's lovely, and watching her deal with her autistic son and be such a loving parent is actually really dope. Y'all, this show's a palate cleanser. I feel like when I watch this show, as I'm like doing shop business with my shop assistant, and it's playing in the background on the 75-inch TV and the air conditioner's on and we just vibing, I feel like my credit score went up. Just have the show play. Serena Williams, excellent job. Have the show playing in the background while you're working, and then check your FICO score a couple of weeks later and see what happened. Somebody said my favorite color is freedom. By the way, that's a joke that I used to say about Alicia Keys. I used to be like, Alicia Keys was so fun when she looked like a soft stud, but as soon as she started cosplaying as Maya Angelou, and saying that her favorite color is freedom, it wasn't fun anymore. You can't be Maya Angelou stealing people's husbands. It's just weird. So it's funny that you got onto that. Not me plagiarizing my own jokes. But no, like the show is giving rich bitch. It's giving the direct deposit already hit last night. Okay? It's giving where's my money. Actually, I don't have to ask. It's already there. So I feel like I've only watched 3 episodes. There's 8. I'm going to let the other 5 play whether I watch them or not. If you are the company that you keep, I want to keep company with Tommy Hilfiger's wife. Tommy Hilfiger's wife, actually, there's a scene that I took pictures of on my phone about Tommy Hilfiger's wife and the wife of this man who died, passed away, I should say, who runs a major company that I think is an MLM. I think she's just a rich Avon lady. I don't want to be rude, but the company is giving Amway. But I'll do some research before I say anything strong. But yes, Dio Kleppo Hilfiger is Tommy Hilfiger's wife, and I don't want us to belabor that point because we're gonna get to it later about how there is a racial disparity on the show that is not mean-spirited or nasty. It's revealing. The way these women deal about money is based very, very like strongly on age and race, but they're very supportive of each other. So what? That was an Evian burp. Ew. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't drink the Evian. I'm gonna just have to swallow spit. Okay. Let's keep watching. Ugh, that was Evian burp. Brother, ew.
Fashion designer, entrepreneur, okay. Entrepreneur, motivational.
So this entrepreneur motivational speaker, I'm not sure her husband's business is not an MLM. She said we develop products and sell them to people and empower them to. She's using all the buzzwords. Somebody said pyramid scheme for, yeah, it's giving super bougie Avon. As somebody who's been approached by many MLMs, multi-level marketing, pyramids, the multi-level in the marketing is the period. Those are the 3 levels. Yeah. MLM stands for pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme, if you will. So her husband had a very successful MLM, I'm assuming, from what I've heard and what I've read. And he passed away unceremoniously. They had a beautiful love. And now she's a very rich business lady because he's dead. I couldn't think of a nicer way to say it. I'm sorry, my tism just hit. That was rude. I'm sorry. That was a tism. Her background is being rich because her husband was rich and he's passed. And so she inherited his rich and his business. Why am I mentioning this? You're going to notice, and this is one of my main, yes, like Primerica, very much like Primerica. You're going to notice when it comes to the women of color, particularly the Black women, they all had to hustle and be exceptional at something and bust their ass and lose sleep and maybe go to the hospital to be rich and be on the show. Serena Williams included. Serena Williams especially, one of the greatest living athletes of our time. The older white women married well. That was my biggest takeaway from this first 3 or 4 episodes. The Black women busted their ass to be in the same room as white women who had good husbands. And the white women who had good husbands made more money than the Black women who were super talented and worked really hard. And fortunately, the white women on the show are very supportive of the Black women. These are not Karens. Loren Rittinger, your husband might have, given you the keys to the kingdom, and now you and your daughter are talking about being girl bosses because you inherited a fortune and you're taking cute photo shoots and giving business advice about businesses that you inherited. Sure. But at least you're not a Karen. At least you reach out and want to be of support and have community with Black and brown women in a way that does feel sincere so far. If they turn into Karen's episode 8, then I apologize and I'll walk this back. But for the first 3 or 4 episodes, this has actually been amazing. Yes, Hannah is a Bronfman. Hannah is very much a Bronfman, but she even says she's not living off of her parents' money and she makes her own money. And there's even a scene in the show where her and her husband have a disagreement about how her starting a venture capitalist fund is taking away from the money that she is giving to the household and how they're suffering for it. So she's a nepo baby, but she was not handed money and did not marry into money. Those distinctions matter, right? I know a lot of people who have notable people who are family who don't have the relationship to their family's money the way that we assume. Somebody said, hypergamy is only looked down upon when Black women choose to partake. I agree. And here's the thing. I'm a woman who has never been in a serious relationship with a man who made more money than me. I have entertained people who had money and means, but relationship-wise, I've never been in relationship with a man or even a soft stud who made more money than me. It's never happened. Not a thing. So I don't know anything about experiencing hypergamy, but I do understand what it's like to be entertaining somebody. And I'm gonna tell you right now, dating someone casually or entertaining someone, because entertaining is the word that I've been using lately. Ever since Icky, I don't use the word dating because niggas like to lie. Entertaining means you can't take that from me. So I've been entertaining niggas with money, but I've never been in a relationship with one. And I will say there is a kindness that men with money have because they can afford to be kind. Men who are struggling financially and don't have a therapist or a sensible, psychologically safe group chat are mean when they're broke because they are so ashamed. They internalize it and then they externalize it. So there's one scene between the 2 white women who are married to rich men or widowed by rich men where they talk about how good their husbands treat them. And a part of me was like, they treat you like a rich man who likes you. I want to date a man who treats me the way a rich man treats a wife that he likes, whether my man is rich or not. There's a generosity when a man is secure in himself. That kind rich men, when you see it, you're like, there he is. How do I find that in the other niggas? I need me some of that. But let's keep watching.
Speaker and businesswoman. Okay. Brazilian-born supermodel.
But the Brazilian-born supermodel, hold on. She's going too fast. I want to talk about these ladies.
Okay. Entrepreneur, motivational speaker, and businesswoman. Okay. The
Brazilian-born supermodel is friends with Winnie Harlow and has amazing jewelry. All her jewelry that I've seen recently has been great. I'm the kind of girl where I don't buy jewelry for name brands or, oh, this is a such and such. I don't give a fuck. I like jewelry that feels like I'm Cleopatra. Okay, like I'm Yemiya and Oshun. Like I feel like it's either very Venus and dainty and girly, like my little dainty necklace that I always wear, or very big 80s glam, like my earrings. Right? I like jewelry that makes me feel like I'm that bitch, or I'm just the girl. Right? I like very feminine but strong jewelry. And this girl, I'm probably finna look up her jewelry when I can afford it. Because right now, it's tax season. I can't afford shit until I can. But this girl, she's very talented. She used to be a Brazilian model, but now she's a super talented jewelry maker.
Born supermodel, entrepreneur, investor, wellness influencer, and founder of an e-commerce platform.
I said a rich man who likes his wife. The whole sentence matters. The whole sentence matters. I've met plenty of rich assholes who are stingy. I've met rich men who are stingier than broke men. So the whole sentence matters. But thank you for pointing out that distinction. You're absolutely correct. Your father could have been an asshole despite having money.
It's given.
Oh, Hannah Bronfman. I love Hannah. How do you not know Hannah? How does this lady not know Hannah?
If Winnie and Serena Williams wasn't on this, no offense to them. Love women. Okay, well, Black history. Okay, love women. Yay. It's given that if Serena and Winnie weren't on this, I wouldn't know.
Yep, we always say it in here. Money makes you more of what you already are. Actually, I always say money, success, and fame and love. Money, success, fame, and love. No, they're not the same thing. Money, currency. Success, the optics of advancement. Fame, people know who the fuck you are on a very big scale. And then love, or at least attachment masquerading at love. Those 4 things will immediately tell me who you are. There are some people that I know that I don't trust when they're single because they're mean when they're single. They're only nice when they got some dick on call. There's some people who are only nice when they're broke and they get a little bit of money, they turn into assholes, right? So your relationship to money, success, fame, and love tells me how safe you are holistically. One of you in here just wrote something that's the title of my book, and I'm not gonna post it on here, but it's so funny
about this show. Oh my God, girl, are you gonna watch it? I don't watch everything I tell y'all is available to stream because I don't have time for that. But I mean, you could and then tell me how it was.
I said the whole sentence matters a lot because people will hear a very nuanced sentence and then grab onto the part that triggers them, but not hear the rest. The whole sentence does matter.
But congratulations on the show. Yeah, so watch the CEO Club, now available to stream on Prime Video.
So I just got done watching episode 1 of the season.
Is it bad that I wanted to have one gay boy talking about girl bosses because I love the way that queer men who are in the social commentary space stand for women? Can I be honest about that? This is a video that's mostly full of women, but I had one diversity pick in here because I was like, no, the number one consumers of reality television are women and queer men. I need to have a queer man in here. And it's so interesting because I love how queer men have evolved in the reality space because I really hated that early Housewives era where gay men were being used as like purses and accessories. I found it slightly dehumanizing and a little bit minstrelly, to be honest. And though, as the years have progressed, queer men are getting a more of a empowered, like visage in the reality space. They're being revered and respected more. They're also being chin checked on misogyny, right? Because the thing about you turning queer men into flattened caricatures who are only sidekicks is when you flatten their humanity, you also take away their accountability. So I love that we're in a space where queer men who take up the space of reality TV are being held accountable, but they're also being humanized. I love it here. So I definitely wanted to hear what he has to say. I will say this, though. I have not seen this video. Somebody said Herbie Ravelos is a fabulous Black queer creator. Oh, I'll check him out. Thank you for that, Mitson. All right, yes, guys, I'm working on my book, and one of you accidentally said the titles, but I'm not going to say too much on that.
CEO Club, and I may have overhyped it just a tad bit. Now, let me just say I definitely enjoyed it. I did enjoy the first episode. That is my honest.
Okay, he's talking about the first episode. It does take a second. The first episode was, okay, this is all right. I think the second and third, I think by the third episode, it gets its footing, because by the third episode, I was like, okay, I'm going to finish all 8. The first episode, it was just kind of noise in the background. So I see why he might be like on the fence for episode 1.
Opinion. I think the biggest disconnect for me might be, of course, casting. I feel like they definitely could do a better job with casting. In the premiere episode, we are introduced to 4 of the women. So let's get into my thoughts. No shade to Serena. Love her down as an athlete, but
ooh, her makeup is eating right here. She looks like Nala. Circle of life. Okay. Come through, Lion King realness.
My girl needs to stay behind the scenes. Something about Serena just did not connect with me. And not to be this person, but why are you starting a beauty line?
Okay, let's be fair. Serena had a couple dark nights of the soul when it came to her makeup back in the day. I will say it was giving hard wig soft life. I will say that, even though I love her. Okay, I love her and I have eyes. Coexisting, right? And though, I don't know who the fuck pulled her aside in the last well, if I said don't say it in here, guys. I don't know who in the last maybe year and a half talked to her. Her makeup looks great now. Her makeup looks great now. So maybe her makeup finally started looking like it was snatched properly because she was starting a beauty line. Maybe she's course correcting in real time.
No. It's just that for the longest time, Serena Williams' makeup it's been something and not something to aspire to. So the whole beauty, it doesn't make sense to me personally. Yeah. Love her as an athlete, but beauty, no. And in front of the camera, double no. Loren definitely has the lifestyle that I want to see on this show for sure.
And now Loren is the one who married the rich man who's now passed away. Of course, the girls would like the rich widower. This tracks actually.
That her home in Greenwich, chef's kiss. It was beautiful. The disconnect with Loren comes from all that damn crying she was doing. Look,
she cries a lot.
Rest in peace to your husband. I'm so sorry for his passing, but
I will say this: if Loren doesn't move past making her husband's passing her only storyline, and it's 8 episodes of a widowing and Gucci, that could get exhausting. I'm not saying it's not valid. I'm not saying I don't understand. I'm not saying that I would not be weeping in the streets like fucking Susan Lucci if the love of my life passed away and left me with millions of dollars and a cold side of the bed. I'd be devastated too. And though it can't be the whole story arc. Also, it's so funny. In episode 3 or 4, whichever episode we stopped watching last night, before my shop assistant left, she was looking at a photo shoot of Loren and her daughter, and she was like, "Why does her daughter look older than her?" And I looked up and I was like, her daughter does look like a handsome older woman. What the fuck? So Loren, and it took me a second to realize it's because Loren's had plastic surgery. Loren done nipped and tucked so much, her daughter looks her age. Her daughter does look older than she should. Not should. That's mean. That's rude. That's rude. I'm walking that back. That's rude. I didn't mean that. Her daughter looks more mature than you would think. You know how we talk sometimes about how post-millennial generations are aging a little bit faster. I'm choosing my words. Post-millennials, people who are younger than millennials, be looking like our peers sometimes. Her daughter looks like a peer. If you saw a picture of me and her daughter and I said we went to high school at the same time, you might believe me. That's not a diss. I don't look like the Crypt Keeper. I'm just saying there's a weird thing. So between her daughter looking like she's lived a life and Loren getting nips and tucks, there is a bit of facial confusion. It's almost like you're watching two Facetune Sims characters walking next to each other. That aside, though, I like Loren. Okay, maybe I shouldn't. Why do y'all ask me to review shit? Because I feel like I don't know why y'all be asking me to review these shows, because I sometimes feel like I'm gonna get cussed out.
I don't want to see you crying all the damn time about you. I want to see more about that business that y'all started. That is intriguing to me, and that beautiful lifestyle that y'all have created. But you constantly crying about JR, keep it, babes. I don't want to see something about Isabela. I really like. She dresses so.
Oh, this outfit is. Oh, this is lush. Whoo! Oh my God! Do y'all see this fit? It feels like the wind is going to be blowing as she walks through the hotel lobby in her nice fancy jewelry. Yes, bitch. Oh, sorry. I get aroused by certain things when it comes to beauty. I get very, this is lush. I can almost smell her air when she walks by. She probably smells like Baccarat and some extra 10 times more expensive thing that she puts on top of the Baccarat, because you niggas on outworn Baccarat. She probably smells like a yacht. She smells like she just got back from being on a yacht. Do y'all understand why this shows can make your credit score go up? You ain't got to care if you like the outfit or the show, y'all. Just put the show on. I feel like I'm going to check my creditscore.com, my Credit Karma, after watching all 8 episodes and see if anything happens. I have a suspicion. I really do.
Bad to me. She does. I do want to see more of her jewelry business. I want to see more of her clothing brand. Like, that was the whole premise to me that I thought about this show. Just these boss women.
Why is everybody texting me when I'm going live? Oh, because I usually don't go live Saturday mornings. That's probably why.
Who run these companies, run their families, live fab lives. That's what I want to see. And she definitely has that. So I do want to see more of that. So far, she was probably my favorite in this premiere episode. Like I said, we're only introduced to 4 out of the, 7 or 8 women. Mm-hmm. But I'm liking her so far. Love me some Winnie Harlow. I've always loved Winnie since she was on America's Next Top Model. I love the scenes of her at Kate's showroom.
Winnie Harlow dressing as Michael Jackson from the best music video of all time, Remember the Time. Argue with your mother. Remember the Time is one of the best, if not top 3. It's either top 3 or the best. Okay? And it's not number 3. It's either top 3 or the best. Remember the Time is one of the best music videos of all fucking time. Still want to learn the dance. Right? And Winnie Harlow dressing as Michael Jackson was so chef's kiss. I love her. She tickles me. She had a less chef's kiss a Halloween costume recently where she dressed as anorexic Whitney Houston. Didn't love that. She got dragged for that. Winnie, they can't all be wins. But I love Winnie Harlow, and I love her evolution in this industry. So I really liked that she was in town. Also, watching her, I realized visually, because people who have neurodivergence, they hyper focus. I did not realize that I don't look at people with vitiligo very often. Like, my eyes were almost like feasting on just looking at her and how beautiful she is and the interesting patterns in her skin. And it wasn't like I was fetishizing her. I was just taking in, and even my sister walked by behind me. She was like, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. I'm like, she is stunning. And I can't imagine if you have vitiligo and you see Winnie Harlow, that must be emotional to see somebody with your condition be this beautiful and successful. So Winnie, yeah, Winnie, I love you.
Getting her clothes, alternate or whatnot. I love the scene with her and Isabela at Isabela's store. Her store is beautiful, by the way. Like, this is what I want to see. I just want to see them being fab, living fab life to aspire to. I'm about to get into episode 2. If you haven't watched the CEO Club, all 8 episodes are on Prime Video right now.
I came over here for Serena, but I think I'm going to stay for the other ladies. If you back to talk the CEO Club that premiered today on Prime Video, this is an 8-episode reality series all about women in business.
Wait, isn't Smooth Criminal the one he says, Annie, are you okay? See, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Yo, my brain chemistry kind of changed when I found out that Annie is what they call the CPR dummies. She did. He was singing to a CPR dummy. Michael, I love Michael Jackson. First thing I ever learned in English was actually I probably should share that story. The first thing I ever First thing I ever learned in English was Billie Jean. I've said this several times on the show. And so I was a Michael Jackson stan because he was how I learned how to speak English. I was a nonverbal child. Music is what made me start speaking. Y'all ain't been able to shut me up ever since. So Michael Jackson means a lot to me. But Smooth Criminal, Annie, are you okay? She's not okay. She's dead. It's kind of dark. Also, what do you mean? You a vegetable? What? Why are you a vegetable? Are you also dead? Michael, you a vegetable? Why are you a vegetable? That's usually what they call people in comas. And I still haven't recovered from Chamon, because I still say Chamon. Yeah, being an autistic child, being obsessed with Michael Jackson, he made my mind wander. Also somebody who's a Virgo, who I suspect might be one of us. Yes, guys, you came here to hear about Serena Williams, and instead you're hearing allegations that Beyonce and Michael Jackson may be one of us. Welcome to the show. If you're new here, let's continue.
Who are CEOs and powerful. Winnie Harlow's over here. Serena is over here. And again, I didn't know what to expect going into it, but this is not relying on drama. This is clearly relying simply on drive and motivation to create something, to build something.
It's not relying on drama. It's relying on drive and motivation. This is why I feel like this show is a palate cleanser that will affect your credit. I love the fact that I watched 3 or 4 hours of this show and it was people like busting their ass and the drama was coming from business shit, right? As I'm working in my shop on my own business. I love that.
And to expand. It was kind of inspirational, y'all. I can't lie. Some of these ladies are dealing with love and loss, and while trying to manage their businesses, trying to expand, trying to grow, and also trying to help each.
Wait, are all Virgo tism? I think being a Virgo is a tism. Respectfully. I'm a Taurus sun with triple Virgo placements, including Virgo moon. And I always tell people being a triple Virgo is a disability. As somebody who's neurodivergent, it just was like another neurodivergence. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Each other out and showing each other what true friends can be. I'm invested because I want to know what these ladies are doing, their irons in the fire, and how it's all going to turn out.
Okay, here's my hot take on the CEO Club.
Wait, not you saying there's Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Joe Budden, and me. I thought you said Mel. Please don't trigger me. Put a space between the M-E and the... Okay. You capitalize the M and me, and then you put an exclamation point afterwards. Mel's a Scorpio. She's not a Virgo. But yes, I had to make sure I put it on the screen so I could read it correctly.
Which is premiering on Prime Video. We all know being the face of your brand is extremely powerful.
Now, guys, this part is educational. I wanted to know, what is a CEO? Like in the literal sense. This lady apparently is very well versed on what a CEO is, what they do. So we're about to go to school. I have my notepad since I just found out that I'm a founder about 30 minutes ago in front of y'all. I have my notepad already ready. Aren't these cute? These are little things I got for TikTok shop that they're gold plated and you can put your pens in them so that you don't use them. Isn't that so cute? I know TikTok shop is QVC. It's the devil. I might start doing TikTok shop. I buy so many products off the TikTok shop. I need to start doing reviews. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. But let's all pull out our notepads and our pens. I'm being so serious. Yesterday's live was so messy that today is all about an empowered palate cleanser, okay? So let's all learn what the fuck a CEO is.
We all know being a great storyteller about your brand is powerful and being the visionary behind it. And probably most importantly is being the distribution engine behind that. So what that means is, how is this brand getting distributed to the masses? That used to be through things like meta ads, large ad budgets, things like that. But now it's through trusted influencers and influential faces. And the differentiation and distinction I want to make is that being the founder, the visionary, and the distribution is not the same as being the CEO.
Being the founder and the distribution is not the same as being the CEO. Huh. It's not. Interesting. Tell me more.
CEO title by default means you are in charge of the logistics, operations, usually the P&L and the financial outcome of the business. It's capital allocation, hiring, firing, all of those things. And
so it's kind of like being an executive producer. It's like you're the EP of all this shit. Got it. Continue.
Typically not an aesthetic role. It's a behind the scenes role where you're making the tough decisions and you're not getting any of the applause. Most of them, when you look into it, they're not actually the CEOs of their business. They're the founders or the face or the visionaries. And I want to stress.
Oh, a lot of people who say that they are the CEOs, they're basically just the brand ambassador. CEO is fiduciary based. I thought that was the COO. Yo, we might have to do some research on what you guys, we should do like a girl boss. Here's the thing, I don't like the whole term girl boss because girl boss became a term that was co-opted by women who were toxic as men, but with vaginas, and who were using catchphrases and being toxically positive and virtue signaling and never slept. The only part that I can relate to is the never slept part. But there's some toxic shit in girl boss that, so I'm trying to find new language that doesn't have that connotation already steeped in it. We know CEO stands for Chief Executive Officer, but I don't think people understand what those words mean in action, right? So I might start doing some more content around the business of business. Because I feel like the fact that 500,000 Black women were laid off last summer, and how Black and brown women are the backbones of their communities, while we still give our husbands the big piece of chicken for, machismo. I think in this day and age, learning how to do business smarter, like these white women and the widower who inherited money from their husbands, but they're still super smart about how they leverage it. I think we need to start leaning into learning that more. So I just got an epiphany from watching this. I want to do more content around this topic.
That this is a deeply important position that often gets underwritten. These are difficult roles. They require extremely hard work and they deserve real respect. And they really haven't gotten that through VCs, business, press, and media, things of that nature, especially when it comes to women. They want to flatten the entire title into one role. And
That's true. They do expect women to be everything at all times for everybody, especially when they're doing business stuff. That doesn't make sense.
Part of a 7-figure investment into Winnie Harlow's line when I was working at the family office. And that investment was made for a few different reasons. One is Winnie is a very powerful influencer and she has amazing reach and had a specific vision for the product she wanted to launch. The other...
Oh, Winnie's product, by the way, is that she was on a photo shoot, and on the photo shoot, it was really hot outside. And when she tried to put sunscreen on, the sunscreen left a cast on her skin that didn't translate well on camera. So they wiped it off and she got sunburned. And as somebody with vitiligo, that's a big deal, right? So she developed a skincare line where a protection from sun exposure is baked into all the products. Isn't that brilliant? Is that not brilliant? In the same way, Serena Williams' beauty line, because Serena is a tennis player, the GOAT. I mean a tennis player. Serena Williams is the fucking tennis player. And as the GOAT of tennis, she has always been obsessed with fashion and beauty, even though she was trying to figure out how to make it look right on her. We already talked about that. And she recognized that she wanted to look beautiful while still being active, which made me think maybe some of the reasons why Serena's looks didn't always hit is because her makeup was getting crazy and weird underneath all the sweating she does from working out and running around. So Serena developed a a beauty line of makeup for active women. So you can work out and still wear your makeup and look good. Like you can play tennis at the country club and still go to lunch afterwards and look good. Is that not brilliant? I feel like Stacy from QVC. And here we have this beautiful pen holder. I feel like I'm doing a QVC ad. But is that not brilliant though? Serena Williams doing makeup for girls who work out and Winnie Harlow doing skincare for girls who need SPF at all times makes perfect fucking sense. Bitch, I think this show has already worked on me. I've already become a brand ambassador. These bitches are not even paying me. Oh well, let's continue watching.
The reason we invested was because she hired a very strong CEO to run the day-to-day business. The separation of those roles isn't the weakness, it's actually the strength. Visionaries scale better when they're paired with really strong operators. And the real
visionaries scale better when they're paired with really strong operators. I actually agree with that. My bookkeeper and my financial advisor, all Nigerian, all have sent me an email. Where the fuck are you? If they're watching this, I swear to God, I'm gonna schedule our next meeting because y'all sure as hell took your fees out. The thing about having an all-female Nigerian wealth management team is they don't play with me. They sent me an email 2 weeks ago saying, hey, can you schedule some time with us? Here's our calendar. Can you give us access to your QuickBooks? Here's the link. I said, yes, I just came out of the ER. Oh my God, I'm so tired. And they were like, okay, schedule it. And I didn't because I was still recovering. My cycle came and I was so sick. I really do have a lot of brain fog because I haven't had my iron infusion yet. So they sent me this message. I read the message, respond, but I haven't yet done my deliverable. I'll do it today if they see this. And I wake up this morning, they all took their fees out though. Oh, honey, whether you schedule it or not, we're getting paid. Ha! So now that there's $2,000 missing from my checking account, I feel very motivated to schedule my appointments because I've already paid for it. So to her point, you do need someone who's really strong at the processes of things to work in conjunction with the strong visionary. I 100% agree with that. Because even though I'm technically my own CEO, when it comes to structure, I always make sure that I'm finding really brilliant people to help me with that. In fact, my whole web development team is meeting in 2 weeks, and we're going to talk about redoing the entire website, and I'm going to let them run the meeting. I'm letting them run the meeting, okay? My job is to make the candles and do the ceremonies and make the juju and all the fun stuff and do the lives and get the people going and make sure the product actually is what we say it is. That's my job. But the making sure the train runs on time, you have to have somebody else do that part for you guys. It's actually how people end up dead or in the emergency room. Oh, okay, I did end up in the emergency room, so that's a bad example. Well, it's how people end up dead. I'm still alive. Because if you don't get help, your body will tell you help. Ask me how I know.
empowerment isn't collapsing all these roles into one title. It's about naming the work honestly and valuing it for what it is. What we're waiting on is the business world to catch up. Corporations are trying to figure out how to work with employees that are influencers. Influencers are trying to figure out how they should be building businesses, and they don't necessarily need to be the CEO. But it's just important that the business world sees the value in both of these roles and how they make a business better. I say all that to say, I think the name of the show is off and could have been better, but I'm excited to watch it and support my girls.
The name of the show is not off, it's inaccurate. Off means it didn't work. I think CEO Club or whatever it's called is a great name, alliteration. It's a strong title. People instantly recognize. They see women, so they're like, "Oh, it's boss bitch women." I think the name is actually excellent. I think the word is not off. It's inaccurate. You can be excellent and still be inaccurate when it comes to marketing, right? Someone says here, I always thought the CEO was like the top decision maker, the executive carrying out the mission. That's my question. Okay, CEO, CFO, the board, all the shit. Who the fuck makes the final decision? That's the job that I want. Who is the person who makes the final decision? Because whenever I say I'm making an executive decision, I'm thinking I'm the chief executive officer. No? Yes, guys, we always say this. I love when you guys always repeat our teachings in here. That makes me so fucking happy. Yes, guys, hyper-independence is a trauma response. That's why I quickly be like, help me. Anybody want to help me? Help. I'll ask for help in a heartbeat. Fuck that shit. The only time I don't ask for help is when it's something that I recognize that training someone to help me would take more energy than doing it myself. That's when I say, okay, I'm going to have to create time to train people separately because in this moment for urgency, I have to do it. But other than that, I will ask for help in a second. Mara, my assistant was my shop assistant. She's not my assistant. She just helps me in the shop. She was stuck on something And I was telling her how to do it, and she only wanted to know exactly how to do it. And I said, no, I need to teach you why you're doing it this way, so that if I get something wrong, you can be my second set of eyes. I don't want you to just be a robot repeating what I'm saying. I need you to understand the thinking behind why we do it this way, so that if I fuck up, I have a second set of eyes. So I know I'm annoying the fuck out of you right now explaining to you why it's this way, but I need you to understand the why so that you can impact the how. She said, well, I need to take my ADHD meds. I'm a little frazzled right now. Oh, by the way, guys, everybody who works for me has ADHD. I don't know if that was the best idea. No, it was. It was. I do like hiring my own people. Everybody in the shop is neurodivergent. It wasn't on purpose. Everybody in the shop is someone who works somehow in the industry and is neurodivergent. I might just like seeing myself in other people, because whenever she or Bridget or my sister get frazzled, I totally understand why they're frazzled, and I totally understand what I'm going to have to say to get them across the finish line, and I have all the patience in the world for it, because I need the same patience back. Right? So just know that if you're a neurodivergent girly trying to do boss bitch shit, you need to bake your isms into how you work. Everything that we do at the candle shop has checks and balances, and guess what? When they fuck up, I say, hey, that thing that you think is not a big deal, if you fuck it up, I'm going to get an email with 3 paragraphs of explanation and 5 pictures attached from the viewers who only know me, and they don't know that you're the one who messed up. Can you please save me from 5 emails and $50 and shipping things back out because we messed up? Can you please save me that headache, please? And when I put it in those terms of these are the consequences of you not taking this small thing seriously, right? Suddenly you can see them saying, oh, okay, I have to pay attention, because people with ADHD tend to gloss over shit a lot until there's a consequence that's urgent, that's feeding their ability to like their adrenaline addiction. And they're like, oh, it's actually important. Now I got to get hyper-focused. Now somebody would be like, oh, Blue, that's not annoying. No, because I get it. I can give the grace that I asked for. And that's one thing I do think that women in leadership have that a lot of men could learn from. I feel like when we say girl boss, we often mean women emulating men rather than recognizing that women have our own skill sets and our own normalized, socialized skills that we've cultivated and been allowed to cultivate. Because I don't believe that a lot of the things that we think are naturally feminine and naturally masculine are actually naturally feminine or masculine. I think a lot of things are gender neutral, but are socialized to be feminine and masculine. I know Cancer men who can out-nurture all you bitches. I'm saying that I'm using the word bitch lovingly today because we're having a girl's kiki, right? So the word natural, but socialized, right? Women are socialized and taught to cultivate certain skills. And because of misogyny and safety reasons, we have to cultivate them for our fucking life to be intact, right? And so we have heightened incentive and heightened support in cultivating certain skills more than men do. It does not mean that men can't do it themselves. They're just cultivated and heightened in other places by society. So for the non-binary folks, that speech was for you, because I feel like sometimes when I talk about masculine and feminine, I lose my non-binary viewers, and I know you guys do exist, and I want you to know that I fully recognize you exist, and that the word socialize is always implied when I say masculine or feminine. All right, let's continue watching.
Hannah is so fucking cool. Hannah's so fucking cool. Why is she popping in episode 2? I'm only watching for Hannah.
Let me tell you, Hannah Bronfman is that bitch. Okay, Hannah Bronfman is that bitch. I love her. I've been loved her. I actually probably engage with her the most on the cast as far as social media content. I see Winnie for Halloween and special occasions and Vogue covers and runway shows. I see Serena because she's Serena. But I think as far as who I've seen on my timeline the most is probably Hannah. And Hannah is biracial. She has a Black mother who looks a lot like me. Actually, I think I pulled up. And by looking like me, I mean like she's like my color, like my tribe. Not her mother looks like me. But Hannah, let me see if I can pull up anything on Hannah because I fucking adore her. What time is it? Oh shit, the hotel's gonna kick me out in like an hour. I'd like to see them try. Sorry. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can pull up anything on Hannah real quick. Actually, let me pull something up on Hannah while this girl talks about Hannah.
I am fast forward.
Hannah. Well, I liked Hannah. I love Hannah now. When I found out that her entire storyline is that she is an influencer who comes from a family of beings. Her mother is this. Let me look up her parents for you. Her mother is this beautiful, really fabulous. Oh, wait a minute. I have links. I forgot I did research for this. I've just been freeballing the entire time. Bitch, you have links and research. I love me. Hold on. Let me pull up my research. Blue Telusma. I emailed it to myself. There we go. His Hannah's wedding. Hannah's husband, her white husband, looks a lot like her daddy. So she has a fabulous black mom who looks like one of those grand dames, and she has this really handsome, rich white father. And you could tell that she's a mommy's girl because even though she married a man who looks a lot like her father. And I'm gonna be honest, when biracial people marry someone who resembles the parent of the gender that they're marrying, I get it. Like if your daddy is somebody that you loved and he's a white man who has certain traits, and then your husband looks and acts like your great father, I totally fucking understand that. So at first I was like, Hannah Bronfman is a biracial girly who navigates rich white spaces and rich black spaces, and she looks like a mixed race like black girl and has lots of black friends, but she married white. But then when I saw her father, I was like, oh, that makes sense. There's not a conflict there. That actually makes sense. Hold on, let me remove this from the stage. Let me add this. Oh, this is too small. Can I make this bigger? Is it bigger? Okay, let me make it bigger. It's barely big. Y'all can look it up. But these are Hannah's parents, right? So this fabulous black lady and this handsome, I think he's handsome, this handsome white man made Hannah. And I have a video of, let me see, share this tab instead, Hannah's wedding, not video, a page of her wedding. Let me see. Let's add it here. And so her wedding looked very fabulous. This is her husband. See, he looks just like her daddy. Totally makes sense. If you love your daddy, even if you didn't love your daddy, child. My daddy wasn't shit, and I still ended up having a first love who's just like him. And this is Hannah. She's a fabulous influencer. Oh, this dress is pretty. You see how Hannah, you could tell she's mixed race. Like she doesn't look like, this is her mama. Isn't this sweet? It gives me very much blacker Meghan Markle vibes, like Meghan Markle, but a little bit black. Oh my God, Meghan Markle's best friends with Serena too. Serena loves her a good mixed race girl who likes black people, which makes sense because Serena Williams has now birthed a mixed race girl who's going to have to like black people. So that's actually kind of fucking makes sense. But yeah, Hannah and her mom, you could tell they have a great relationship, right? And so when I found out that Hannah's entire premise is she was a girl who came from a rich family, but her family does not pay her bills. She was very clear about that. And she became an influencer and made a significant amount of money, a shit ton of money being an influencer, like a shit ton of money. And when she was trying to have a baby with her husband, her fertility issues are what caused her to get very invested in the fertility space. She did IVF. It was devastating. It taught her a lot about women's fertility and women's health, particularly Black and brown women's health. And so instead of continuing to be a rich influencer, this is where this gets very interesting. Sorry, I'm still having Evian hiccups. Yeah, I'm not meant to drink Evian. The fuck? I feel like the Evian is, my body's rejecting the Evian. It's trying to come back up. Ugh, sorry. So she's this really successful influencer making all this money. And when her and her husband are trying to have a baby, her fertility struggles with IVF and everything made her really interested in the fertility space and the health and wellness space and the reproductive health space for women, particularly women of color. Now she pivots from the safety of making millions of dollars as an influencer to now starting a venture capitalist fund because she wants to start a VC to help fund businesses run by women in the fertility space. She is now sacrificing centering herself and making a bag in order to help women who are helping women make their dreams come true, particularly when it comes to women's health. As somebody with PCOS, endometriosis, and anxiety disorder, and every fucking asterisk you can think of, this immediately spoke to me. Spoke to me. And there's a scene, the last scene that I saw before I closed the shop down and came back to the hotel was her husband said to her, let me backtrack. Loren, the widower from the husband who was running Primerica or whatever and is now rich because he died. Loren has run VC funds before and is talking to Hannah and about running a VC fund. And she's like, Hannah, you're so smart. I love your energy. I might be able to cut you a check. Let's have a meeting with my business partner for our VC fund, and we'll see if we want to write a check to help fund the $40 million that you're trying to raise for all these women's businesses. Hannah comes straight from the airport looking fabulous, meets with Loren and her business partner, and she explains that her VC model is that everybody is a limited investor, right? So you're all pooling in like a susu to invest in these businesses collectively. Loren's business partner says, oh, fuck, that's unfortunate because we want to be all in. When we invest, we want to have full free agency to be fully invested and have full feedback. We don't want a piece of the pie. We want to be fully invested. You're only giving away pieces of an investment. That doesn't work for us. My heart immediately sank because you could tell that it wasn't a good fit, even though Loren really wanted to cut Hannah a check. So Loren was like, this is not no forever. It's just no for now. Your current business model is not in alignment with the way that we invest. I could feel Hannah's devastation through the screen because Loren was so sincerely excited about cutting Hannah a check that you could tell that Hannah was already counting on that money. She was already expecting to get about $1 million from Loren, right? So the fact that Hannah does not have a business model where Loren can have full control in the way that she wants to, which is fair on Hannah's part. And Loren is like, no, I only invest in shit that I'm really excited about. And for $1 million fucking dollars, I want to have a say, which is also actually really fair, to be honest. I was devastated. Hannah was devastated. Loren was devastated. Hannah leaves, comes home dejected to her beautiful, well-tanned white husband, who I'm assuming is an ally because Hannah is too pro-black for her to be married to a white man who's not. And he says to her, and this is some man shit. It's man shit in general, because I could see a black husband saying it, and however, comma, because it was a white man saying it, there's immediately a different sheen to it. Can we be honest, right? You can't lob on and get the benefits of white privilege without understanding white responsibility. It's a double-edged sword. So he, her husband, in a very husbandly manner says, wait, we was popping when you were just an influencer making tons of money and I was doing my job making tons of money. But now that you're putting a hold on making tons of money to raise money for a VC fund to help other people, we're not making as much money. And I see our bills. And I see the impact. If you were to stop doing this VC fund and stop begging rich people to cut you a check for other people, you and I would be living high off the hog and never have to be worried about money again. And Hannah gets frustrated. She's like, yes, and though, this is my purpose. And my sister and I looked at each other and we were like, and this is one of the blind spots of having a white man as a husband, even if he's woke, even if he's a business partner. He is thinking about the bottom dollar in a way that I could even see a black husband thinking about, right? Because this is white shit and man shit simultaneously. But if you are a woman who has gone through in vitro and you know the devastation of women who have fibroids, who are having fertility struggles, who don't know how many eggs they have, who can't even afford to freeze their eggs, who don't have a support system, whose bodies are rejecting the very thing that they want to do more than anything in this world, or who simply want to have their period without being sick for 7 days. Hi. That'd be nice, right? When I have my cycle, I have to tell everybody in the world because without you having context, you just think that I'm a flake for a week out of every month. You don't know that I'm actually battling a disease that is debilitating, right? She's like, as a woman who has been in those shoes, and I understand the disproportionate way it impacts Black women, no, baby, this is about more than just the fucking money. This is my purpose. You and I going to Saint-Tropez is not worth my purpose. And you could tell, he could tell that he did the man thing and the white thing. You could tell, he could tell that he hit a button. Like, oh, this is some wife shit. And I'm also a white man. And he gently walks it back like, no, I get it. I support you. I love you. I was just saying, I'm looking at the money and the money is saying that we're losing money. Fair, right? And one of the things I love about this documentary is even when the white folks have blind spots, they're not above reproach. And I'm sorry, I forgot to send myself the video about Hannah. They're not above reproach. They're not willfully ignorant. They're not deeply problematic. And I dare say it, I've always made the joke that the one time that I went on a date with a white man, that's going to be a story time. I went on a date with a white man once. I'm not going to talk about that now because the hotel's going to put me out. But when I went on the date with this white brother, he was Jewish and he loved hip hop. Okay, it's a whole story. When I went on the date with this white brother, I remember being on Hollywood Unlocked and saying, oh my God, is this my Serena Williams moment where I'm pro-black as fuck? Because, you know, Serena is Compton proud. I'm pro-black as fuck. I did every black man under the sun in LA that I could get my hands on, and New York. And now I'm going to end up with the white man who treats me right. Is this what's about to happen? The one time I dated a white man, I really was like, oh man, I'm about to pull a Serena. Because I know what it's like when you're pro-black as fuck, but the only way you can be loved on is elsewhere. I understand it. I'm still trying to wait for a black man. I'll take an Afro-Latino man. Like, just, you know? So one thing I would say watching the show is Serena knows how to pick a good white. And I don't mean wine. As a woman from Boston, I have had to learn how to pick good whites. You need to learn how to pick white people. And there's some in here. There's white people who watch the show. Shout out to y'all, right? You need to know how to pick white people who are actually doing the work within themselves and within the community to help and assist and be allies, while also being honest about the moments where they just get it wrong because they're fucking human like all of us, right? Serena, based on the show, Serena, if these are your white friends, I'm not mad at it. I'm actually not mad at it. Let me see. Let's pull up the Hannah video.
I mean, this show is really for anyone who's building something, who is healing from something, and anyone who wants to see the BTS of some of the most successful women out there.
I hope this is not copyright. This sounds like that copyright-free music, right? Okay.
It taught me that I'm braver than my inner critic.
They've been around for her for years. Yes, Serena's friends. I will say this. Serena's friends are a lot of day ones, or people that she's known for a very long time. She knew, I think, Loren before her husband passed away and was there for her when her husband passed. I think Loren said when her husband passed, Serena was one of the first people to hit her up. So these are real friendships, guys. A lot of times when we watch these reality shows that you could tell somebody just met in the car ride over. These women feel like they're actually building community. Even the jewelry maker said one of the first people to wear her jewelry was Winnie Harlow. So the connections actually feel, I know producers are involved, so this has to be produced to some degree, but the connections actually feel more organic than usual.
Probably the one where I said the quiet part out loud, how vulnerable it actually gets. Ooh, one word, unfiltered.
Unfiltered. I think that's a good word. The show doesn't feel super filtered. It feels very pristine. It feels very like people have emotional intelligence and are choosing their words correctly. I will be honest, if you ever see me, Blue Toulouse, on a reality show, it will probably be a docu-series like CEO Club. Y'all not finna be all my business talking about my man and me. That's not finna happen. The most you will get is my husband in the kitchen asking me, why are we losing money because you're trying to save the world? That's what Hannah is doing is probably the most that I would do. Somebody said, Blue, this live is right on time. I'm just beginning stages of my new business. So this was confirmation. Oh my God, if you are thinking about starting a business, have just started a business, or are fighting for your life within already having a business, I highly recommend playing this in the background while you're doing admin. I have a shit ton of admin to do when I get home this afternoon. I will be watching this show while I do my admin. I think I have 4.5 episodes left. It's great noise in the background. And it's also great to watch too. There've been a couple of times where I'll be doing admin. I'll be like, oh, that's a great point. Oh, so while I let this video play, I'm gonna go back to the original video.
Right? Let's keep it a buck.
I'm gonna pull up the screenshot of what happened between Tommy Hilfiger's wife and Loren, that pretty much summed up why I think as Black women who are hyper independent, what we can learn from our white sistren not white sistren. The show is so fucking kumbaya that it got me talking kumbaya. The show shows that you can learn from white women about how partnership does impact business and survival and financial solvency, right? Like, I don't want to be, you know, like they always say Black women go to college to learn, white women go to college to find a good husband. And that's how it was socialized for a very long time. Some people do both. Shit, I'll go back to school. Some people do both, right? So I do think the show is really impactful for women in business and also for men who want to know how to hold space for the women in their lives who are in business. Oh, for the person who's asking, is it on Netflix? No, it is on Amazon Prime.
I'm watching the show.
As somebody who uses GLP-1s for hormonal therapy because they don't help me lose weight, but they help me regulate my hormones, I can't personally subscribe to the GLP-1 hate without being a hypocrite, because GLP-1s are actually helping women with endometriosis have babies. Y'all talk a lot of shit about shit before you research it. Maybe stop. GLP-1s. You know how they talk about Ozempic face? Well, there's a thing called Ozempic pregnancy. Women who have endometriosis and PCOS, the GLP-1s were unintentionally helping to regulate their hormones so much that these women who thought that they would never have babies are popping up pregnant. Bitches in perimenopause are having babies because of GLP-1. People who were saving up for IVF are intentionally but unintentionally having babies because of GLP-1s. Women like me with hormonal, who need hormone therapy, but who don't currently have a primary care physician and who need something that's going to help them in their busy schedule, are using GLP-1s, and it has nothing to do with weight loss. And it's no less valid than somebody with diabetes. Now, will there be complications that they find years from now? Maybe. That's for all drugs, right? But GLP-1s have been so expansively helpful outside of vanity weight loss that I really think y'all need to stop being so puritanical and just smug and about GLP-1s. Do some research before you talk shit about something that people are telling you is helping them. That's the thing, right? If something is helping people, do research before you talk shit about it. That's all I'm saying.
Go for Hannah Bronfman. That's it. Are you watching GLP-1s? It is upsetting and sad because the world media, they bullied Serena and the twins their whole life. So
I'm going to skip over her because I don't agree with anything she's saying. Let's skip over to somebody else, child. Girl.
It's a lot. Another video. Are you watching? I'm watching for Hannah.
If you're looking for a reality TV cleanse, a show that's about empowerment, positivity, and no fighting and cattiness, the CEO Club is the show for you. The CEO Club is a new Prime Video docu-series. It's 8 episodes. I am 4 episodes in. It follows a group of high-profile female entrepreneurs and CEOs, including Serena Williams.
Well, there's no way to abuse GLP-1s, honey. That's called a eating disorder. There's no way to abuse the GLP-1. A GLP-1 is something you take once a week. You can't pop it like a pill, right? You take a shot once a week or you'll get sick if you take more than one shot. Nobody taking GLP-1s is doing 8 shots at once. There's not like number one, they're too expensive, right? GLP-1s cost $1,280 a month. So you can't really overdose you take a shot and then it's done. So abusing a GLP-1 doesn't exist. What exists is an eating disorder. Sorry, disordered eating. I don't want to get a strike. So even that's not about the GLP-1. That's about you having a disordered eating. I'm sorry, y'all. Some of the concern y'all have is hysteria that's been fed to you. You're mad at a small percentage of rich white women who are taking it to lose 5 pounds. Yes, it's $1,280 a month. Unless your insurance covers it. And as of January 1st of this year, insurance has stopped covering it for Med-Cal people in California. Ask me how I know. My GLP-1s were covered for 2.5 years, helped my hormones. I literally stopped taking it for a month in August to see if it was really helping. My body was so ravaged. I was constantly in the group chat crying about how my periods were acting weird and my hormones were all over the place. And I was like, I think I have to go back on the GLP-1s. I didn't realize that they were helping me this drastically. I think I started taking them right before perimenopause and didn't realize how much that they were saving me. I was like, I don't have any perimenopause symptoms. And the minute I went back to taking them, still didn't lose no fucking weight, but my hormones and suddenly my period's back to being normal and everything's fine. So I've been taking them for years and confirmed last summer that they are actually helping because my life is drastically different without them. Have not lost a single pound, are doing it for medical and hormonal reasons. And on January 1st, I got hit with a $1,280 bill. So I promise you, most people are not like, ooh, give me a double shot. Bitch, who's going to pay for that?
Williams, Winnie Harlow, and I don't want to butcher her name, but Tommy Hilfiger's wife. The series offers a behind-the-scenes look at their professional and personal challenges, focusing on female solidarity and empowerment as they build brands in fashion, beauty, and business. I'm enjoying it. After watching all the other shows of which I love, don't get me wrong, because I'm a messy queen. It's a good slow pace, positive vibe show. And what I love most is for all the entrepreneurs that they are in beauty, business, and brands, each CEO, you can just click shop the show and shop all of their products.
Oh, let me explain to you why they need me on season 2. If y'all want an up-and-coming 100,000aire who's not rich yet and got a lot of bills because her family ain't got no fucking money, if y'all need a 100,000aire, please call me, because my favorite part of the show as a business owner is that when they are about to show the final scene, there's a little infomercial that be like, hey, we want to support the women and their businesses on the show. Here's a QR code. And then they start flashing really great products that all the women sell. And you can literally shop from the fucking people on the show off your screen. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if my candle line was on the show and the little thing popped up and you saw a good juju candle pop up? Bitch. Serena, you did that. Yes, I'll be afraid of the show. I'll be like, oh no, I'm so poor. Please help. Please help. Oh no, help me. Oh no. Oh no. I just got to 6-figure club. Help. Just look, I've manifested stranger things, okay? I remember I went on TikTokies because I hadn't been on TikTok in a while. So I randomly went on TikTok and said, why y'all keep harassing me about the Braxtons on TikTok? Should I watch the Braxtons as a joke? And the next day I got a call from Carlos King to talk about the Braxtons. And I've been on Carlos King's show for 3 months now. I thought I was just a guest. I keep coming back. Apparently I work there now. So look, closed mouths don't get fed, bitch. Okay. Serena, if you want somebody to come on there and explain to them why the GOP ones are not as demonic as everybody wants to think because they hate the Kardashians, that's really why y'all hate this. Y'all hate the Kardashians. If you would like someone to come on who lives in LA and keep it a fucking stack and be your tism friend that tells you the truth when everybody else is scared. You want a friend who can fight, but who never gets into fights because people be running from them just for them talking. I'm just saying. We here, Serena. I'm just saying. Look, y'all, I'm shooting all shots all 2026. You understand me? I'm shooting all my shots this year.
That's right from your phone. Again, that's the CEO Club, airing now on Prime Video. It premiered on February 23rd.
I love you too, Raindrops. Aww. I love the Raindrops. Yeah, life has been really great. And I will say the show after the Melissa live, because I felt so icky after talking about Melissa Ford for 4 hours yesterday. I can't imagine being Melissa Ford, because talking about Melissa Ford for 4 hours yesterday, I had acid reflux. I was like, I'm actually about to take a spiritual bath today, guys. I might be taking it from somebody's order. We'll buy more inventory. I'm not sure we have any extra spiritual baths because we sold everything off the shop, but I'm taking a spiritual bath today. You understand me? I'm taking a spiritual bath today because I need to wash off whatever the fuck that was. And so watching this right afterwards and seeing what it looks like when women actually do work well together, when women actually do support each other, when women actually are friends, when women actually are about their business and do not feel like they need to tear each other down and weaponize men against each other. Oh, honey, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And now that I'm done with this, because again, this is supposed to be a quick live, I'm trying to train y'all to do lives that are less than 2 to 5 hours. Let me see the image of the picture. Let me see. There we go. Picture number 1. Add this here. I should have made this a video, but it's going to be a picture. Remove. Stop screen. You know what's so funny is when I joined StreamYard, this entire time I've been working under the premise that the reason why my videos are blurry was because I had bad Wi-Fi. So then I got new Wi-Fi and it was still blurry. And then I moved into a new house and it was still blurry. And then I came to a hotel and it was still blurry. So now I started looking up, is it StreamYard? I'm not sure it's the Wi-Fi. It might actually be StreamYard. So I looked up, how do you make sure that StreamYard isn't blurry? And the number one thing they said is you can't have a bunch of windows open. I usually have about 100 windows open when I'm doing a live. Now it was my fault the entire time. So this is the first live I've done where there's only the windows that I'm using that are up, and I've closed every single application down, and I have no background. Have I been clear this entire time, guys? I'm doing a test. Have I been clear this entire time? Hey, family. Can y'all tell me, has this live been clear the entire time, or did we still have any blurry moments? Right? Also, I have been clear this entire time. So I'm going to have to be very puritanical that when I'm using StreamYard, I'm going to have to find a corner of my house that has a background that's not telling my business. That's the reason why I use backgrounds. I'm going to have to close down on my other files, and I'm going to have to be heavily focused with nothing else open. If that's what it takes, then I'm probably going to cancel my Comcast appointment because I keep rescheduling. I don't want to, not Comcast, Spectrum. I don't want to go back to Spectrum, y'all. Verizon is wireless. I don't want to go back to Spectrum. I'm probably going to cancel my Spectrum appointment and just stream from a corner of my house that is safe and sequestered, respectfully. No, it was the Wi-Fi company. They were down a couple of times. Don't play me. Verizon called me and said that my signal was bad. So Verizon did confess that it was them. It's just that the times when it wasn't them, it was me. So it was us, if you will. Somebody said, Blue has a fire. You know what? Not y'all. See, this is why I don't do backgrounds. Look at y'all looking at the fridge. See, this is exactly why I don't do backgrounds. Y'all be clocking everything. You might one day be looking at me with no background and see a fucking dildo on the background, and I gotta explain to y'all that I'm sex positive. This is why. There's a corner of my house that Mike and my sister said looked like an influencer corner. It's a black corner with a yellow armchair that I got from Jessica Nabango. Do y'all know who Jessica Nabango is? She is the first Black woman to travel to every country in the world. She has a very beautiful book. I think it's called Catch Me If You Can or something to that extent about all her travels. And every page is one of the countries she traveled to. Definitely go check out Jessica Nabango's book. Not me doing an infomercial for my friends. Y'all, I should do QVC for other people. I'm not great at promoting myself all the time, but I'm wonderful at promoting people that I care about. Maybe that's why. Yeah, what fridge? I hit it. There's no fridge. Okay, there's no fridge, and it's not a 5-star hotel. I'm just sitting here in an undisclosed location in Los Angeles. Okay, somebody said I'm a licensed. Wait, what? See, y'all done already ended it. Let's look at the screen grabs, guys. Back to this. So this is me looking at my TV. I took this picture. So Loren is talking to Tommy Hilfiger's wife, and I don't know the lady's name. I think her name is Dee. Yes, Dio Kleppo Hilfiger. Lauren's talking to Dio Kleppo, and she says to Dee about her ex-husband because, again, 3 episodes in, poor Loren is still grieving that man. He must have been the best husband ever, child. Charlie Kirk's wife is not. Charlie Kirk's wife is the complete extreme of Loren, okay? Okay, so Lauren's talking about her ex-husband, and she says, he's like the old-fashioned lover, but he wants you to thrive. Then she says, and he wants you to shine. And they start talking, and Dee's like, yeah, him and Tommy have always had that in common. And she said, that's a very secure man. And Lauren's like, yeah, so secure. Let's read that over again. It sounds very simple, but read that over again. He's like the old-fashioned lover, but he wants you to thrive. And he wants you to shine. And she says, that's a very secure man. And Loren says, yes, he was so secure. And I realize it's that simple. The fact that a man can love on you in that old-fashioned kind of courtship way that I don't give a fuck how woke we become. Not everything our grandmas gave us was trauma. Not everything our grandpas gave us was trauma. I think old school courtship has a beauty to it that is timeless that I will never personally denounce. In a world full of what are we, I love me some good old-fashioned intentional dating, i.e. courtship. And a man who can give you old-fashioned courtship like a lover and give you modern-day support like a progressive partner, that's what security looks like in 2026 and beyond. Being secure doesn't mean that I got money. A lot of men think being secure means you got money and you that nigga. No, you could be that nigga and still be a horrible husband and a questionable partner and a little bit of a hater who does not want me to shine. Right? So I think one of the biggest things I got from the show is how much further you can get far on your own, right? Because all the Black women got very far on their own. And it also bittersweetly highlighted how much further you can get when you have a partner who knows how to be a supportive partner. Tommy Hilfiger is at every one of fucking D's trunk shows. D up here showing off some fucking 3-inch heels with a big leather yellow flower on the front. And here's Tommy Hilfiger. See my wife? You see her trunk show? He's her biggest fan. Tommy Hilfiger is like a white Doug Christie, for those of you who watch Basketball Wives. You know how Doug Christie will drink Jackie Christie's bathwater? I did not know that Tommy Hilfiger was this obsessed with his wife. But it's like a quiet obsession. Like he's like almost like a, you know, like one of them Cane Corso dogs who just like to follow you around the house, like a little Maltese or a little, what do they call it? Yorkie poos. Tommy and his little white hair, he just follows her around the house. He loves his wife. You're Tommy fucking Hilfiger. And her shoe brand is not called Mrs. Hilfiger. Her shoe brand is called D. Oklepo, and she left out the Hilfiger. He is so supportive of her, even though her brand has his name nowhere on it. I love it here. I love it here. Are there any notes I want to give you in broad shades about what I saw? Episode number 1. I'm going to read some quick notes before we go, because they really will kick me out of this fancy-ass hotel. Episode 1 felt like a pleasant infomercial. It did feel like a really pleasant infomercial. Winnie sells skincare with sunscreen. Serena sells makeup for active lifestyles. Isabela sells dope jewelry. Hannah is a venture capitalist focusing on women's reproductive health. Dee sells shoes. And it sounds like Loren's husband ran an MLM that she inherited when he died. That's suspicious. Oh, okay. I probably should have read my notes first. Well, those are my notes on episode 1. Okay, great. No spoilers. Episode 2, takeaway. White women marry their way up, Black women work their way up, and younger women are trying to do a little bit of both. Oh, great encapsulation. Loren, she's a good person, but is she a brilliant businesswoman though? I'm not sure. So far, it looks like she made all her money from being JR's wife. Ooh, that's shady. Serena didn't depend on the husband. Winnie didn't depend on the husband. Hannah didn't depend on the husband. But Dee and Loren are the oldest white women, and they are both launched into business via their husbands' names. The young white woman presenting Brazilian, I love this. The young white presenting Brazilian woman used her social network and her friends to get ahead. Hannah is a biracial Black woman who dates white, but culturally leans Black and socially leans Black and successful and rich. Okay. Loren's big speech is, because Loren finally had a scene where she had to go speak to everybody at the MLM convention. And I'm like, this is the part where we see Loren be a special business lady. Child, it was all live, love, laugh. She's like, you have to wake up and reach for your dreams. Sure. Very inspiring, Loren. Loren's speech is full of reach for your dreams, self-help, catchphrase, rhetoric. I have a hard time giving a fuck about people who I'm not sure are talented. Let's see if she's talented before we give a fuck, Blue. Oh, shit. That sounds rude. Okay, guys, one of the things you might notice, I don't have any friends who are not talented. Because I'm rude. No, I'm autistic and it comes off rude. Okay, so the reason why it's easy to stand for my friends is because my friends are standable. Yeah, if you are autistic and you are being called names, find you people who are talented and full of purpose, because it's easy to not be rude when people are amazing. That's not to say people have to be successful and have accolades. Your friend could be in between blessings because she's talented or because he has a vision. You can still have his back. So this is not about money and external validation. It's about purpose and talent and an internal compass and a value that is palpable. I'm drawn to people whose value is palpable because I want to pour into it and do my part to make sure that they're getting where they need to go, right? And to be fair, I think despite the fact that I'm not sure that Loren is talented, Loren does seem like she's very, very woman-minded in this fact of helping other women in business. Episode 3, Winnie is hanging out with Dee Hilfiger and her autistic son, Sebastian, at their Palm Beach estate. Yes, bitch, it's not a house, it's an estate. And we learn more about her relationship with her NBA boyfriend, Kyle. Yes, Winnie Harlow has an NBA boyfriend, Kyle. They just went to DC, even though it's not a fashion hub, which has made work commutes tricky for Winnie. Latin pop star Thalia finally gets a real spotlight and tours Mexico to promote the launch of her new beauty brand, Thalia Sadi. Thalia is talking like we think she's Beyonce. This is hilarious. Halo effect like a motherfucker. Oh, shit. Okay. Remember me different. Loren talks about her memories in a room full of writers and editors who actually wrote. Oh, yes. Loren's writing a book, and she's talking about the book and all the memories in the book with the writers and editors who actually wrote the book. And then when the meeting's over, she's like, oh my God, guys, I'm about to be a published author. And I'm like, must be nice. I actually have to write my book. I'm not hating. I'm just saying, literally, it must be nice. As somebody who used to be a ghostwriter, must be nice. Loren says, this is so exciting for me. I can't believe I'm an author. Bitch, I can't believe you're an author either, but go off though, sis. Oh, shit. Okay. Sorry, guys. I really should read my notes before I read them out loud, huh? Let me read these notes to myself. Okay, that's fine. Winnie says, there's no work for me in DC. Sis is about to launch her K-Skin in Sephora and illustrates how she only stays in DC to be with her man, but all the poppin' shit is happening elsewhere, especially LA and Miami and New York. Watching Thalia talk about Beyonce, which is still valid but hilarious, is funny. I hope she has another storyline though. This is gonna get old soon. Oh, Winnie says, I love that man, but I don't know how I'm gonna make this work about the fact that her boyfriend at the time, Kyle, had been traded from DC, which is popping and very black, to now Milwaukee or somewhere, or Minnesota. So the last episode I saw was Winnie's boyfriend, who I'm now being told is her fiance, got transferred out of DC to another team. And she's like, fuck it. I love him. I'm going to have to get me a condo in LA. Baby, I love you. And we're going to have to be bi-coastal. I barely made DC work. Ain't no fucking way I'm making Minnesota work. Okay? So that's the last episode I saw. I really like the show thus far. Shout out to my credit score. Ladies and gentlemen, gays and theys, please let me know if you are watching the show. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was a palate cleanser because I feel so bad that my life with Melissa was the last thing I put in the ecosystem. I needed to have something else be my last thing that I say to you until next week. It looks like today's the 28th. So, guys, two quick announcements. Oh, I need to eat. My blood sugar's low. Announcement number 1. We are doing Tarot Tuesday, a very special Mercury retrograde edition of Tarot Tuesday next Tuesday, because next Tuesday is the first Tuesday of the month. So tune in for Tarot Tuesday. And number 2, seeing the response from our St. Patty's Day meet and greet and how excited I am about having our virtual happy hour has made me decide that we're going to do one more. Because y'all, I be outside in the summer, so y'all not going to. I'm going to have to see what the Wi-Fi is like in Europe when I'm traveling. But I be outside in the summer, yes? So I'm going to do one more happy hour because I feel bad about how many of you, honey, it's a lunar eclipse. It's a Mercury retrograde. Jesus is doing the moonwalk. There's about 11 things happening this week. So we have to do a Tarot Tuesday. But like I was saying, I felt bad that... Shout out to the members. I felt bad that the members always get first dibs on happy hours and anything that we're doing virtually where y'all get to actually talk to me directly. Because the members got the first dibs, y'all bought out 90% of the tickets before I even had an announcement to make any tickets available to the general population. So the general population only got like 20 tickets. I feel bad. So we're going to do one more. We're going to do one more happy hour in April, except this is going to be a birthday party. I'm going to do a birthday dinner happy hour at the end of April for my birthday. And I'm going to pick the 4 candles that I use the most to make a bundle for the sale. So we're not going to just be selling candles and spiritual baths. I'm going to curate a blue bundle, what I call the clean slate bundle. I'm thinking the clean slate bundle will have a limited supply of clarity and peace. Somebody said, wait a minute, the members are revolting. Huh? Felt bad, girl. We earned that shit. See? I'm so sorry. They're saying you should have joined if you wanted tickets. Y'all, be nice to Gen Pop. Sorry, Gen Pop. I love y'all too. But can the members rise? So because the members sold out the St. Patty's Day tickets, I'm going to have a birthday dinner, virtual birthday dinner, international. It's going to be on Zoom so we can all be there. And I'm going to curate my 4 favorite candles that I'm working with. There's going to be a pure sweetness. Oh, Estelle, if you see this, your pure sweetness candle, I made you a special one because these mother suckers sold me out of vessels, but I made you a special one. I'll bring it to you when I come to your house. So we're going to have pure sweetness. We're going to have clarity and peace. We're going to have return to sender. and we're going to have protection, because those are the candles that I'm going to be burning for my birthday month. So those are the candles I'm going to put in the bundle. Very limited supply of bundles. Please don't cuss me out if you see the thing go up that it's available and then you wait an hour and it's gone. Please don't cuss me out. Thank you. Because a lot of y'all cussed me out and I took it on the chin about how quickly we sold out last time. So we are going to be having a birthday party. It's going to be a birthday dinner. I'm going to insist that everybody get a good meal and some libations to bring with you, like mukbang style. I should be in America, but if I'm not in America, I might be reporting live from a foreign country I won't be sharing right now, because me and my friend are taking a birthday trip in April. So April, there will be a very special VIP birthday dinner, Sunday dinner happy hour. I want it to be on a Sunday. I like the idea of us having Sunday dinner together. The tickets are going to be a little bit more expensive because this is going to be a special offering. Also, too, the add-ons for candles. I need to tell you this. The add-ons are only available for U.S. shipping only. There's somebody, I think there's a people from Germany and France who tried to buy products from me for the last happy hour. Y'all, come on, the shop is closed. This has to be easy and simple for me. Do not worry, though. Mid-March, I am speaking to my web development team about figuring out how we can ship internationally. Blue-centric shop is not opening back up until I figure out how we can ship internationally. That is a commitment that I'm making to all of you, that I'm busting my ass to figure out how to do it in a way that's not going to be super expensive and labor intensive. Okay, so I have been listening to your feedback. I have not been blind to y'all. I know people in the UK, people in Paris, people in Canada, even people in Africa, people in South Africa, people in Nigeria have been hitting me up and saying, Blue, what the fuck? I know. So that's the announcement, guys, okay? It makes sense to make this announcement at the end of a girl boss business live. Let's see some quick comments. The Caribbean, absolutely. Let me see. Appreciate the effort. I'm trying because y'all be cussing. A lot of people say, Blue, don't nobody be telling you about yourself. Where? My friends tell me about myself all the time. Y'all fucking cuss me out in the chat. Who doesn't tell me about myself? Are you crazy? I'm supposed to be in Abu Dhabi in April. May need a road opener. Oh, I would highly recommend. Ooh, should I do some limited edition? Oh, okay. I need to check out this hotel. I'm adding Blue to the budget, honey. Y'all not about to keep talking about me. Oh. The way y'all talk to non-members really is funny, though. They need to join the membership 2020. Yo, 2222. Y'all know that's my angel number because my aunt. I might do something real special, like something in person when we hit 2222. Maybe like in New York or LA. I'll think about it. Anyways, guys, I have to go. I'm supposed to check out this hotel in 5 minutes. So I got to put my pants back on and finish packing. I need some food. Ooh, there's a nice restaurant in this hotel. Ooh, I'm going to check my bag and then go to the restaurant and treat myself to a nice meal. Yes, bitch. All right, I got to go. Love y'all. Bye, family. Hope you enjoyed the live. And let me know in the comments what you thought about the show if you do start watching it. And again, to the London babes, you have homework outside of this chat. If you are somebody who's in the UK or who can get to the UK, who can get to London specifically, and you are going to be around at the end of June, top of July, for a meet and greet, in the replay comments, say we're ready for Blue in London. I need to see what the London. I don't want to be crazy and think it's a bunch of people when it's the same 5 bitches saying it over and over again. So if you are in the UK, please let me know in the replay comments. If you're not in the UK, please let me know that it's amazing when women actually support women. That's the tagline for this live. It's amazing when women actually support women. That's our palate cleanser from yesterday. If you watched yesterday's live, you know what I'm talking about. All right, love you, family. Be kind to each other and yourselves, okay? Bye.